After signing the purchase and sales agreement, your attorney will assist you in obtaining title insurance, and your team member will be ensuring outstanding contingencies and agreements are met. At this point, you should secure a homeowner's insurance policy that satisfies your lender's requirements. We absolutely recommend the purchase of title insurance. Homebuyers are sometimes confused because it covers retroactive issues with a home and not future ones. That being said, issues that arise later on can prevent the sale of your property and affect your home's value. I have seen numerous examples of a title issue causing a lot of financial grief for a homeowner. Once the executed agreement is submitted to your lender, they will order an appraisal of the property to ensure the value supports the amount of money you are borrowing. If the appraisal isn't satisfactory, you may be asked to bring more to the table for your down payment. Your team member would have likely discussed these circumstances with you prior to presenting an offer if there was any suspicion that your offer price exceeded market value. But sometimes it can be a surprise. They will help you navigate these circumstances. Day-to-day communication with your team member may be less frequent over these next 4 weeks. Don't worry, we are still here for you and will be in touch to check in and ensure you have everything in place to get to the closing table. If you are obtaining a mortgage, the typical financing period will last 4 weeks or so, but can take a longer or shorter amount of time. It will culminate with the mortgage commitment, a confirmation from the lender that your mortgage loan has been approved and will send us into preparation for closing. Mortgage commitment would be your last expected hurdle prior to closing. Once received, the final touches will be processed, and closing will be just around the corner. Your attorney will provide you with a closing disclosure in the final week prior to closing. It's in this document that you will see a cost breakdown of your loan and overall closing costs. An important reminder while in the midst of a real estate transaction is to beware of wire fraud. Threat actors will gain access to a real estate professional or your attorney's email and monitor transaction communication. When it gets time for a large deposit or closing, they will send over fake routing information in an attempt to steal your funds. Your team member and attorney will likely facilitate deposits through a specific software and communicate that to you verbally prior to doing so. Never send financial information after being prompted by email without being notified first. Always seek a verbal confirmation and explanation. Prior to closing, the state of Massachusetts requires a certification pertaining to fire safety and is called a smoke inspection. Conducted by the local fire department, smoke and carbon monoxide detectors are tested, with failing systems required to be put into compliance. A certificate proving the past inspection will be provided to your attorney and constitute part of the closing documents. These inspections are typically handled by the seller, but in a few cases the responsibility is passed on to the buyer. Our team members are equipped to address this if required. Otherwise, you can safely assume the property is being inspected as a part of the transaction. Again, this part of the transaction has a lot of moving parts, but for you it should be a lot slower than the ferrying to different showings, along with the stress of the offer process.